Hey, welcome back to a special edition of The Lab. We're here outside the flagship store of Whole Foods in downtown Austin, Texas, kicking off a special series of videos all about brain health brought to you by Smarty Pants, helping parents with healthy brains, Smarty Pants. Check them out at wearesmartypants.com. Today, we're going to get the scoop on brain healthy foods for kids from Mary Olivar, one of the nutrition specialists here at Whole Foods. Mary, thanks so much for talking to us today. This is a really important topic for me because with their genetics, my kids need all the help they can get.
In general, the same kind of foods that you want to choose for overall health are the same foods you want for brain health. There's a few little things that you could highlight for your brain. Often you'll hear kids should eat a rainbow every day. You want something green.
So you're talking about like Trix, or what are the ones with the little marshmallows?
Fruit Loops don't count.
I've also heard a lot about oils and omega-3s. Is that something that's appropriate for kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of information out there about how essential fatty acids, particularly the omega-3s, are really important to support healthy brain function. So those are found predominantly in fish like salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines, but if your kids don't eat a lot of those, there's some other options too. One thing I like to include often for my kids is flax. So flax seeds are a great source of essential fatty acids.
Now you do have to be careful, right? Because nuts I know are a good source of omega-3s, but you have to be careful about how and when you introduce those into kids' diets, peanuts and other nuts like that.
Absolutely, and the recommendations change periodically depending on your child's age and depending on family history, so it's important just to check with your doctor on it.
So it's not just what you eat also, but also what you drink is important with brain health, right?
Absolutely, so I'm very big on my kids for water. And another thing to think about with brain function is your brain runs on glucose. It wants a steady supply of that sugar to fuel it. However, you've got to be careful around sugar. Simple sugars will spike blood sugar, but also lead to a crash. The reason this relates to hydration is that water is a much better choice than juice, which is a simpler sugar.
So as parents, we know that sometimes we got kids that are picky eaters, and a lot of these ingredients look awfully green and leafy and crunchy, and some of the tougher ones to get your kid to eat. So how are we going to solve the problem of creating brain healthy foods that the kids will actually eat?
Well, I'm going to show you a little trick I like to use at home, and this is one of my 2-year-old's favorite things to do. We're going to make a green smoothie that's going to look purple, and then we're going to freeze it in a popsicle mold.
Let's make some delicious cabbage sickles, shall we?
So I really like to start out with those berries. So lots of color here. We've got our strawberries. I'm gonna go ahead and put some raspberries into a little banana. Again, that nice yellow color. Most kids love berries, and we all know what a wonderful source of antioxidant and other great vitamins they are. So whether it's the summer months when they're abundant and you're ready to stock up on them, or if you've got frozen berries, they're a really good thing to have around as a quick snack and an easy way to nourish your kids. So again, we talked about essential fatty acids, flax seeds. You can buy them whole in bulk and grind them yourself, but another option is to go ahead and buy them pre-ground, and you can just throw a little bit of that into the smoothie. It'll grind up nicely. And then last but not least, this is my secret ingredient, so kale. The easiest thing to do is just grab it and strip it and put it in the blender.
I would have to make this in the garage.
So to help this blend up, again, I don't need juice. I'm just going to go straight with water. You can add as much water as you need or as little water as you need depending on how thick or how thin you want it. So the more you blend it, the smoother it'll get depending on how you like your smoothies. You can throw chunks in there, but also, the more the kale will magically vanish.
So what's the key to making it the most palatable? I mean, do your kids ever complain this doesn't taste like the popsicles that the other kids have?
I think the real key is quality fruit. Using a lot of good fruit, using fruit that your kids like. If your kid doesn't like mango, don't put mango in the smoothie. Pear is a really nice one for, covering up flavors, but ultimately I think just getting the kids involved, letting them choose which fruit they like, maybe creating their own recipe or concoction is another fun way to go with it.
If you think about all the basically gross things that went into there, and you taste it, wow. And you've got a great frozen treat that's really brain healthy. Thanks so much for showing us this recipe. I really appreciate it, Mary.
I hope your kids like it.
I think they will. Thanks very much for joining us for this special edition of The Lab, brought to you by Smarty Pants, helping parents with healthy brains, Smarty Pants. Check them out at wearesmartypants.com. We want to thank our sponsor, Smarty Pants, and also the great folks here at Whole Foods for letting us come and enjoy their fantastic store. We'll see you next time here on The Lab.